Welcome back. Welcome back to Mausritter or Frog Errant or Frog Errant or Mausritter. So thank you very much for joining me for Frog Errant for our hero, Sir Lamorak of Silverhouse and his continual quests. We did have a Beware of the Rat's Intention Doom, which I suppose, if we read up on dooms of the last session, because I just thought of this all of a sudden, and then we'll do the thank you very much for joining me. If you are a subscriber, it's much appreciated. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It does help the channel out and it helps us grow. If you'd like to hit the like button, if you like what I'm doing, please do hit the like button. And if you have any comments, please add comments. Dooms. So within Frog Errant, we have the concept of a doom. A doom is a prophecy over your frog. Each time a new quest is taken, a doom. When a doom is fulfilled, roll a d6 on the harrowing experiences. So how do you fulfill a doom exactly? Okay, we've got various different things here. Okay, so beware the rat's intentions. We would say that is the doom. So we were to beware the rat's intentions, which was wheel rat. Now what we have here for Frog Errant, that's the nice box set book, which I showed you last week. And I think I'm wearing the same t-shirt as last week. We roll a d6 on our dooms, so we get a harrowing experience. So once a doom is fulfilled, which they beware the rat's intentions, I think that's fulfilled. We've also got human traps will hound you, which maybe is relevant soon. 5. Are you a human? Curse of a frog's life. For d6 weeks, you desire to encounter a giant at any cost. Are you a human? Curse to a frog's life. For d6 weeks, you desire to encounter a giant at any cost. Okay, so for d6 weeks, so for the next 2 weeks, Sir Lamorak has this overwhelming desire to encounter a human. Now, it just so happens that, purely coincidentally, we have to, and I've already written this, look, no hands about to write something down, okay? No hands. We have Solomon Cat, area with humans, which is, what was that? Because that was only one step away, so I decided to put Solomon Cat there, which is, that's number 4, Human Town, Trashfield. So that's where Solomon the Cat's going to be, and there's going to be humans there. So Sir Lamorak wants to meet a human, and he's going to, possibly when we're trying to find Solomon the Cat, the warband, he's going to come across Solomon the Cat. So, we have been tasked by Uther of Dragonair, our Knight Commander, to defeat Solomon the Cat, who has been terrorising the mice of below the tree. So we will be travelling to the human town of rubbish, because it's full of rubbish, to try to defeat Solomon. Now, I've looked up how warbands function. So we have raised a warband. Now, a warband has d6 hit points. I rolled a 5. It has strength 10, dex 10, will 10. And it starts with a d6 of axe and clubs and no armour. Because we brought back the throne of the Great Emerald, which has been lost 54 years ago, and Gwendolyn White, the old white mouse, elder mouse of Below the Tree, would have helped us equip our warband with better swords. So now we have d8 swords, and with armour. So there's a smattering of shields and breastplates and a smattering of full plate. So we have armour of 2. So our warband is 5 hit points, strength 10, dex 10, will 10, d8 swords, and armour of 2. We will be facing the cat Solomon. Solomon is a warband-sized creature. Solomon has 15 hit points, a strength of 15, dex of 15, a will of 10, and an armour of 1. Solomon has 2 attacks, a d6 swipe, and a d8 bite. So I don't know how well we will go, but I think the warband, so the warband will have to make a will save at half strength. At 0 strength, they're all dead, and if broken, i.e. they take a critical wound, we will attempt to rally the warband to get the warband to be functional again. And so what we are going to do is we are going to lead the warband off. So the next day, after our many meads of the night before, celebrating the return of the throne of Great Emerald, we will stand in front of our warband, our 20 mice, strong, brave and true. I stand before you, my mouse comrades, the 20 of you, brave, strong and true. And I lead you to defeat Solomon the cat. For he has been terrorizing us here below the tree. And this can stand no longer. So we shall travel as a one and return as a one. Do you stand with me?
Yes, 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 he's gonna die.
And off they all traipse towards the town, which is only one mile away, which is a day's travel, where we will find Solomon the cat. So first off, do we have an encounter? Yes. Who do we encounter? We encounter, this will be interesting because we will just wade through whoever we encounter. We encounter, maybe we encounter a human. Human. If we encounter a human, that would be our, so we would be quite interested in a human. If we roll a 6, which here is Cat Lord Balazar, instead we're going to say we encounter a human. No, it's a 1. So this is 2 rats scouting out somewhere where they can go robbing. I'm going to assume that our warband will just wade through these 2 rats. We will just the mice go,
Get the rats!
and there is a bit of a skirmish as a whole bunch of mice charge after these 2 rats who just leg it, just run, as 20 tiny little mice come pelting after them. And we end up in this horrible town where we call it Rubbish. It's a smallish settlement for us, but huge for the mice. There is debris and litter everywhere. Every now and then we see these big boots come striding past, and we are following a map that has been provided to us by Uther of Dragonar to tell us where we can possibly encounter Solomon. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, so we'll 1, 2. So we will have a, no, that's not enough. Where's the D8? D4, so what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 rooms. So we have been told to go down an alleyway. Now the alleyway branches off into 2 alleyways afterwards, and what I will decide that of. So we've got this. So this is a dark, desolate alleyway full of bins and various other things, which branches into. We'll say this is possibly a courtyard and another courtyard, and somewhere in either of these 2 is going to be Solomon. If we roll a layer, it's going to be that one on the first one. Otherwise, we'll just make it up. So our first one we will come across, and if we remember rightly, for doing so, basically, I think I'm just going to be using the adventure site mechanic. We have, so we roll a d6 for the room type. 3 is an obstacle, and then on a 1 or a 2, there's a creature in it. Nope. And on a 1, there's a treasure. Nope. So we have an obstacle, which is a D8. 4, a device that creates a high-pitched scream. Each turn spent here or in adjacent rooms give frightened condition. So we are, so there's a burglar alarm. As we start moving down this alleyway, there's a burglar alarm that starts to go off. Wow, wow, wow. And the mice are terrified because they don't know what this is. And so Lamorak is going to try and roll a wheel check at disadvantage. He is actually going to roll a wheel check at disadvantage, and to make sure I succeed at this, I am going to burn a prowess to automatically succeed, as Lamorak is going to rally the troops. Do not fear, young mice. Just put your fingers in your ears. and follow me. And then we are going to go into this one here. So this is an alarm, and we'll see what's in this one here. So we roll a d6. A 2, which is empty. Is there a creature? A 2 for empty. Empty is yes. And is there a treasure, which is a 1? No. So there is a creature in here. We've done rats. We can have a spider. What else have we got? Oh, whatever it is, we're a warband, aren't we? We're gonna... Oh, we could go for a warband. Is there another warband size animal here in this book? No. I think I'm gonna need to see if there is. Is there, can you tell me, is there a good expansion? So I've had a look on the Mausritter site and there are some expansions with creatures in. But is there something where, or can you advise me, somewhere I can get something with a good smattering of creatures? Or is there anything, any good product that you would suggest I look at with a good... So I got Ask GPT to create some great creatures, and it doesn't seem that complicated, and if I really put my mind to it, I probably could. But I have so many other things to think about on my higher realms of intellectual endeavour, and I'm lazy. And so also, I would like to... So as a segue, as we're halfway through, and this is probably going to be a short one as we attack Solomon's imminently, so my eldest child has written some materials and endeavoured to one day, and one day I might write something, as it seems what solo role players do, and thus become an indie producer. So I like to support independent games producers, always have done, always buy everything I can get if I'm playing it or if I like the looks of it, to support independent games producers, particularly Matthew Morris with Frog Errant. I will mention Matthew continuously. Matthew Morris wrote Frog Errant, which you can find in iCho. The link is in here. Please go buy it. It's cheap. It is cheap and it is really good. It's small, but it's really good. And there are some great products. So Mausritter, for instance, I have the PDFs. I bought the PDFs, but then when the box set became available, I bought the box set because I want to support independent. And I encourage all of you to do everything you can to support independent game producers, because otherwise, sometimes it's very hard to produce something, even if you love it, because you've got to go to work and you have life that gets in the way. So everything you can do to help support an independent game producer, you should do. And so as such, if there's a product that I could possibly spend a few pounds, dollars, whatever your monetary choice is, drachma, ruple, on, I would like to do that to support independent games. But anyway, so if there's anything that you could suggest that I might be able to find a good smattering of creatures that I could use for Frog Errant or Mausritter, as I might be running it as a TTRPG, then, please let me know, because I would like to support that. So, whatever this creature is, we don't have a warband sized creature to fight, so we are going to assume that there is a skirmish, maybe it's a snake, and the skirmish will go, and the snake will... Actually, let's have a look. How do we fight? How does our warband fight a normal sized creature? And we'll just have a fight with a warband against a normal sized creature. Against a non-warband are enhanced. Any damage taken from a non-warband creature is ignored unless it's particularly destructive or large scale. Fine, let's fight a snake. We're going to enter this alleyway. It's empty. We start searching through. We will get a treasure out of it though. We'll get a D20 roll on the treasure table, even though it says if it doesn't. And where there is a snake, and we are going to fight a snake as our warband. The snake goes, "Hello there, mate. Have you brought me dinner? I was going to call out for pizza, but instead it looks like I get mouth. Thank you."
Is he really going to try and attack all 20 of us? You can see us all, can't you?
Yeah. I would very much advise you to back down, Snake, for I alone have vanquished one of your kind, a Salvador of Thorny Rose.
Was that you?
Yes,
Oh. And we shall roll for dex. We'll see if we can roll a dex save. So for the warband, which is a 10, the warband goes last, and the snake pounces forwards and attempts to do its D8 bite. If we roll an 8, we'll do 4 damage. No. So the snake dives in, and they shield wall, and it bounces off the shield wall, and then collectively we attempt to do damage, which is enhanced damage, which is a D12. Is that right? I think that's right, a D12. So we do enhanced damage against the snake. 1 point. The snake has armor of 2, so the snake defends and goes,
I thought you were going to destroy me.
and he will attempt to pounce again. 5, so that's not particularly destructive, so it won't hurt them. They again defend themselves, and then as a collective they attempt to hit it, doing 4 points of damage, piercing its taking it down to 10.
I see the mouth has teeth, little back ones.
And then he will attempt to attack again. 3, again, not really that much destructive. Maybe one mouse gets knocked to the side, and 2 mice fall to their knees, pushing back as a shield as his snake head pushes 2 or 3 mice back, and another few mice go behind and start to put their shoulders in to push forwards. There's a bunch of mice from the sides come charging in with their swords, doing 7 points of damage, putting it down to 3 hit points. It's now starting to look a bit more worse for wear. A few of its scales are starting to... Oh no, that's 7 minus that's 5, knocking it down to 5 hit points because it's got armor of 2. Knocking it back a while. Oh, they've got armor of 2 as well, haven't they? So he tries to attack again, doing 5, so that would be a 3. That's not enough. Okay, we'll say a threshold of 4, and then we'll knock 1 hit point off them, which will hurt them for later on when they're fighting Solomon, which will be in a minute. And they then will retaliate by attempting to... 3 mice will start to throw a string with little hooks on the end, which are just like curled over safety pins. And they will... Hold on, I have to pick up Mandy in a bit. They will catch onto them, and they will start to rappel up the side and hack into the side of the snake. Doing 1 point of damage, not really hurting this time around. As the snake goes, get off me, get off me. 2 points, they defend against that. And now the mice are starting to swarm the underbelly. And our hero is going to stride in at this point. Our hero's going to stride in at this point, and he's going to do damage. So Lamorak will stride forward and go,
I can buck this no longer, snake. You will go down.
Come on, we want a 12. 8 will do. 2 down, which is 6, which drops it down to a strength of 11. So Lamorak will burn a prow. No, he won't. He'll just let it do a roll. It's going to attempt to do a strength check. 4, succeeding, hissing and bucking from side to side. He will attempt to do one last, because he went first, one last attack. 5, 2, 3, doesn't branch, which still does no damage, but 2 mice get knocked over, and then they charge forward, doing 9, dropping it down to a strength. No, it would be down to 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, dropping it down to a strength of 4. He needs to make a 4 will save. He makes a 4 will save.
This snake is never giving up.
And then they say, I will not yield to you. Actually, he might do on a 4, wouldn't he? I yield. And the snake slithers backwards, and all the mice cheer, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the snake goes, if I give you 18, if I give you these pips, will you then let me go? I didn't buy a feat last one. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. So what I did was I have bought the feat Big Game Hunter, which is 750 experience points. I had 1048, or sorry, Lamorak did. Big Game Hunter, you are able to land attacks against warband scale creatures as though they were normal scale. So we will go against Solomon, with the warband and me. We will both be fighting Solomon. So Solomon will do one attack against that and one attack against us, instead of doing both attacks against the warband. So we are going against, as us, Lamorak, the big of Silverhouse, the big game hunter, and the warband. So the pips will go to the mice. Lamorak won't get those pips, but they will go to the mice. We also didn't do the fairy queen going up and stuff. We'll have to do that next session, because this is going to be a short one. So we will then finish off, let the snake retreat, and we will move into the other area where we see various cardboard boxes spread out in a throne type manner, and sitting atop those cardboard boxes there is a cat. I could show you a picture of our cat sitting on Mandy's green chair, like a throne. Oh, if it's there, if Teddy's there, I'll put the picture up. You should see that picture. It should be up.
Purr. Why are you disturbing me as I rest upon my throne, mice? We are here to bring you to justice.
Ribbit, I have been charged with a quest, Ribbit. Solomon the cat, Ribbit, to cease you from attacking the mice people of below the tree, Ribbit.
Oh, they send a frog to defeat a king. I do not think you will leave here in one piece, my amphibious friend.
Ribbit, I am sorry you feel that way, Solomon. Ribbit, we will bring you to justice.
Do not call me Solomon. Call me Your Majesty.
And Solomon will attempt to pounce upon the warband and our frog Errant, and our frog Errant will attempt to make a dex save and succeeds. So Lamorak will go first. Now if the warband can roll under 10, they can go second. No. So we will have the Lamorak going first, the warband going third, and Solomon will go second. So Lamorak is going to charge forward with his sword. Possibly he will drop his shield and he will start to wield the sword two-handed. So let's say Lamorak drops his shield, giving him only a 2 defense, and he will charge in two-handed, doing a d8 damage with a two-handed sword against Solomon. So which means of course that Lamorak is going to be targeted because he has big game hunter. So he is going to stride forwards, jumping onto the top of the throne and attempting to strike Solomon. What does that say? An 8. Solomon has 1 armor, so that does a 7, knocking Solomon down from 15 hit points down to 8 hit points. Solomon will screech, and Solomon will take a bite, doing a d8 damage against Lamorak. An 8, taking down from 2, being a 6, taking Lamorak down to 1 hit point. Lamorak will make a ribbity sound and jump down off the sofa as the mice will scamper up the green throne chair and attempt to do an attack on Solomon. A 4, dropping by 1, being a 3, dropping Solomon to 5 hit points. Solomon at this point, we now will go back to the top of the round, which will then be Lamorak. Lamorak and Solomon have now... Lamorak is on the ground. Lamorak will jump back up to the top of the... Did Solomon jump down? I can't remember. He will do. Lamorak will jump back onto the top of the lounge and attempt at the green throne and attempt to do a double-handed attack against Solomon, who is looking quite bewildered. Solomon gets 2 attacks, so Solomon will also attack actually. Solomon has attacked Lamorak. He will also do a d6 attack on the warband because he gets 2 attacks. So he does a 4, dropping to 2, dropping the warband to 3 hit points. Now we go back to the top of the round, which would be Sir Lamorak attacking Solomon, doing a 6, dropping to 1, dropping to 5, dropping Solomon down to 0 hit points, which means that his strength's not come off yet. So I don't reckon that's a strength roll yet, because that's what we'd do for us. Solomon then will do a bite on Sir Lamorak and a swipe on the mice. So a bite on Sir Lamorak, doing a 5, dropping by 2, doing a 3. And Sir Lamorak actually... Oh no, I should declare... Oh, can I declare that now? Can I use a prowess now, please? I should have done it before I rolled the dice. Can I do it now? Because he's only got 1 hit point left. Please. Oh no, I won't. Aha. Alright, if you're going to be difficult, if you're not going to let me use it now, fine. I don't mind. I've got alternative plans. That will drop by 2 to a 3, which he use at 1, which will drop his strength to 11, and he will use a prowess to auto succeed at this roll, being a 2. So that's all. Mandy just texted, because I sent a picture of Teddy on the throne, the Emerald Throne, which just so happens to be the name of the throne that we retrieved from the mice. Coincidence, eh? What's it called? Serendipity. Hey, I think. So that was Solomon against Sir Lamorak, and now against the warband. A swipe on the warband, doing a 3, dropping to 2, being a 1, dropping the warband to 2 hit points. The warband, one of the mice is knocked to the ground and has got a broken femur. And he begins to cry as his aide at arms runs up and begins to help him. Solomon is looking battered. No, Solomon is looking battered actually on 0 hit points. And Sir Lamorak is starting to bleed from the nose as he's got a bite wound which has pierced his plate armour, and he's starting to blood is starting to ooze out the plate armour. Back to the no, the warband has to attack now, don't they? Now the warband will then retaliate against Solomon. They get a D8 attack against Solomon, doing a 5 minus a 1, which becomes a 4, which drops his strength down to 11, which means Solomon needs to make a check against 11 or be crippled, and fails. So the mice swarm upon Solomon, who begins to screech and meow in a high-pitched noise, as though you're trying to put flea stuff on the back of Solomon's neck, even though it's for the best for Solomon. And so Solomon doesn't have to panic, because what you're doing is you're stopping Solomon getting ringworm, fleas and other sort of nasties just by putting a little thing on the back of the neck. And you keep on cooing and going, it's all right, but they panic, and then you get scratched on the arms, and that's why you kick Solomon out into the corridor to sit on his green throne. And Solomon is doing that sort of noise as Sir Lamorak strides forwards, broken and battered.
I will accept you to yield, Solomon, but I must bring you to justice. We shall take your collar.
I won't. Oh, you can take my collar, and I will bow down to your mice people, and I will swear that you will no longer be bothered by us attacking you, and my minions will steer clear. But I cannot say the same for the Fairy Queen, because I know she has plans for you. Now let's do the Fairy Queen stuff now, and then Solomon can say what the Fairy Queen is doing, and maybe our next quest will make sure we'll twist it so it involves the Fairy Queen. So we've got kidnapping mice, which would be a +2, which is a 4, which goes up by 1. So a 4 and 5 go up by 1. A 6 goes up by 2. Then we've got tricking mice, which is +2, which would be going up by 2. So she has succeeded in tricking more mice, and this is what Solomon is going to say about. And then we've got leading the settlement, which is only +1, which is 3, has not improved. So Solomon is going to advise Sir Lamorak about the Fairy Queen
has some agents who are based in 7. Oh, he's been there. Based at Craig's Farm, Old Craig's Farm. All right, we can do. Oh, we can do. So within the box set, there is. Oh, there is you can see it. It's actually an individual thing you can buy, which is Mausritter, Honey in the Rafters, which is like a single-site adventure. I can try and find a single-site adventure, and we can try and see if Lamorak can do a single-site adventure, which is a bit like one of the normal adventure bits. We would do that. So there are some Fairy Queen's agents based in Old Craig's Farm who have been tricking mice. If we can get rid of those, then we will be able to remove the shape-shifting agents from the Fairy Queen's resources. Shape-shifting agents. So Lamorak has succeeded in defeating Solomon. We had took a little bit of wounds to the warband. The warband went down to 2 hit points from 5. So Lamorak is a bit battered. He's gone down to 11 strength. We now have Solomon's collar, which we will say is worth a d20 times 10 times 100 times 100 is worth what's that? A d20 times 100 would be, that's 1,700. That seems too much. A d20 times 10, 170 pips. 170 pips, which we will then add to our XP, and we will use. Oh, we need to check for all of our items. So our shield takes a pip, our full plate takes a pip, and our sword is fine. And we will return to below the tree with a triumphant, and we will go to the Uthar of Dragonar, the Knight Commander, and speak to him.
Uthar, O Knight Commander, I would like to testify to the defeat of Solomon. Here is his collar. He has given us information on the Fairy Queen.
And we will then, we'll discuss what the mission is next session. For now, we will just do, because there's some rolling involved in this, our experience for completing our second quest. We didn't get to see a human. Should have done, forgot about that. So our second quest is done. We will find our third quest next session, but for now we'll just do our experience points. Roll a d6 to determine your start. No. When quests are completed, add d4 to your hit points. 2. So we go to 9 hit points. And roll a d20 for each attribute. If it's higher, we increase it by 1. So our strength at the moment is 13. 18, so our strength goes to 14. Our dex is 13. It goes to 14. Our willpower is 13. Our willpower stays the same at 13. And so our hero, Lamorak, will be tasked with his new quest next week, where we will try to find, if anybody can suggest a site adventure that we could run, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll find something for next week. And that's it. Thank you very much. As ever, support independent games producers if you can, as I went through a little bit of a discuss in the middle. Always support independent game developers. They are the lifeblood of this community, really. They feed new things in for us to play all the time, and they give ideas to the big name companies for them to do, and that's how the churn happens. If you have an idea for a game yourself, in fact, if you have an idea for a game, or if you're a small independent creator and you want some 52-year-old sitting in Australia under some bright lights in a hot front room to play your game, do send it to me. And I will give it a shot. There's a dude who sent some stuff about solo role-playing some D&D that I'm working my way through reading and thinking of doing a short stint of doing some D&D and maybe like a dungeon crawl and try and work out how to do that. I have a few other things, but mainly from Free League Press because I quite like their games. Are very solo friendly. But if you have anything and you'd like me to play it, let me know. I'm up for it. I'm up to play it for a couple of sessions. I have a Kickstarter game that I would like to play. But anyway, enough about me. I would like to thank you, fair comrades on the journey of Sir Lamorak and his adventures. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for liking. I will see you next week. Goodbye.